Hi guys, Chance3005 here, and welcome back to another video. My last tier list did so well, and there's been a new patch since then. I think I actually, maybe I had a few wrong. It's still a new game mode. A lot of people are testing things, so maybe I didn't see a lot of these higher builds that people were doing as much. I'm also getting into the higher ranks now, just because I didn't want to climb too fast when it first came out. So playing a little bit of everything, getting everything kind of leveled up evenly. But now I'm starting to get to these higher ranks. The better players are showing themselves. Stronger builds are showing themselves, so I wanted to update a tier list for, I believe it's like, I don't know this number, but the one that came out on May 8th, which I believe was about 4 or 5 days ago. I'm gonna plan it all weekend, so we'll see what the changes are. As you can see, first off, there's no D tier this time. They buffed Diva, who I had in the D tier last time, and I think I had Ana as there as well, and I think she's a little bit better than I initially placed her as well. So there's no D tier this time. I think it's all pretty balanced for the most part. There's a couple outliers, but there's no like terrible throw pick. But even though there's no terrible throw pick, Diva's still in the C tier. She moved from C to D or D to C, but she's still the worst tank. Like they gave her like 7 buffs or something like that throughout the like there were 7 item specific buffs or power up buffs. She's still pretty garbage. She does counter some of the better DPS though, so you think she'd do a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know. Still not very good. Still wouldn't recommend playing her as a tank, but I'm gonna keep her down in the C tier for now. Next up we got Junker Queen. Put her still in the S tier. She got nerfed. She only got 2 items nerfed though. Let's see if I can quickly look up what those items were specifically. Got the patch notes here. Booming Voice, that epic ability item. So when she casts Shout, the radius is increased. She got from 25 ability power down to 15. Not that big of a deal. 10 ability power is a good bit, but like that item was so overpowered. So I think it needed a little bit of reining in so you don't have to buy it every single game. But it's still strong because like 50% bonus radius to your shouts always can be really good, especially when you're doing the reset shout build. So that's still pretty good, but it has it more in line with some of the other epic items. I'm gonna keep her in the S tier. She also got another item nerfed, Slicing Spree. It's a survival item. I don't ever really go survival items on Queen, so I don't think that's a really big nerf, so I'm not gonna worry about that one very much. Next up we got Orisa. She was in the A tier last time, and I'm actually gonna drop her to the B tier now. I know she got nerfed like 2 patches ago, but she still kind of felt strong when I was playing her in the lower ranks. The few games I did play on her didn't have a ton of luck. But she struggles into some of the meta DPS right now, which is mostly hit scans. She's better into the Mei, Reaper, Genji, and those are kind of the 3 worst DPS I'd say right now. So I'm going to keep her in the B tier, or move her down to the B tier. Still a little bit better than Diva in my opinion. She can hold her own. She does have really good build variety. If you like one-on-one trick her, there's probably a good amount of games where you can go full AP one-shot. Like if they have a Reaper and he's doing that AP build, he's so easy to hit that you can go full AP one-shot with your spears. You can just go full survivability. You can go, the overheat build looks pretty fun. I still have yet to try that one, but I have had it on my team a few times and it seems pretty good. So maybe I'll give that one a shot after this video when I play a few more games tonight. But yeah, so I'm gonna put Orisa in the B tier. Reinhardt, he's taken in the A tier. I'm having a ton of fun with Reinhardt. I think he's probably the most fun tank to play. But as you get to those higher reloads, he starts to get kited out. Low reloads, he's just running through people. Like, they don't respect his spacing. He goes move speed, attack speed, or just full AP, and people walk into his fire strikes. But I think higher reloads, people can just start to kite Reinhardt. More Lucios and Junos know how to use their speed boost properly, or if there's a queen, they can kite away. I'm sorry, it can bubble. Orisa can fortify. He does have ways to outplay him, but he's still a ton of fun. It's still very diverse, very strong pick. A tier's where he's going. Okay, next up we have Zarya. Zarya's gonna go in the S tier still. She did get two nerfs to two of her powers. A life lift, which was the power that made her barrier bigger in size and a little bit tankier based on her max health. I think that was my go-to first item on Zarya, just because it made it so easy to get charged that after that you can just go like full weapon damage. They wanted to tone down or just full weapon damage builds a bit. They also reduced pre-workout power, which is the gain lifesteal equivalent to 50, or was 20%, now 15% of your energy. So was that lifesteal and something else? Or just lifesteal. So in the right hands, I still think Queen and Zarya are the two strongest, even with the nerfs. They have a lot of skill expression, so if you're able to maximize that, you will be able to get that value out of them still, and they're still the two best tanks. Plus have a little less counterplay in them than, not counterplay. They can avoid, what's the right word? They can outplay things like speed boost and stuff a little easier than Reinhardt can, so keeping them in the S tier I think is a great spot for them. Okay, and that's gonna be it for the tanks. I think Zarya and Jokerin is still the most skill expressive one, so them being at the top is fine. And then yeah, Rein's a lot of fun. I think they're all really fun, but I think that's where I have the tank hierarchy right now. Now we're going on to DPS. So Ashe actually got a big change. She's actually going to go into the A tier for me. So the head honcho power change, which is like your unscoped shots increase your next headshot. That's still terrible. Never go that for any reason. The resets on reload too. Maybe if it kept that charge through reload, it could be viable. Absolutely terrible. Don't do that. Bob Jr. got that buff. His attack speed used to be 50% reduced. Now it's only 20% reduced. And Bob Jr. builds are pretty strong. I think Ashe has a survival item that gives Bob 300 armor when you launch him out. If you're just spamming Bob Jr.'s, because he can get one shot if you focus him, giving him 300 armor, you're basically getting a full Bob, and that build's pretty strong. The really big change for Ashe this patch though was her infrared lenses epic ability hero item. Got bug fixed. So before there was an issue where if something was burning, or what the item is supposed to do is if something's burning, Ashe deals an additional 20% damage. All of her abilities are supposed to deal an extra 20% damage. But before, only her coach gun, not her coach gun, only her Viper, which is her gun, and dynamites would do more damage. Now everything, so coach gun, Bob, and melees even will do that 20% increased damage. So that's just more raw damage that she's getting, which is really, really good. And I think AP Ashe is in an amazing spot right now. You can, if you get like full AP and you go like full coach gun items powers, like round 5, you can one-shot a Roadhog with just 2 coach gun hits. It's absolutely crazy. And that's Roadhog, so any DPS or support, you should pretty much be able to one-shot with just double coach gunning them. That doesn't include your dynamites, if they're already burning. A ton of damage. You don't get a 1v1 people that often, but like still, it's super, super strong. And Ashe is in a really good spot, I think. But she's not quite as good as some of those top tier hit scans. I think she's probably the worst of the hit scans still. Just the other two are in such overpowered states. So next we have Cassidy, and I put Cassidy in B tier last time. I wasn't seeing many good Cassidys, probably because I was in the lower ranks, but I got a lot of crap for it in the comments. Cassidy should be higher, and they are right. Cassidy is so freaking strong. Like, I think I played 10 games today, maybe more. The Cassidy always had like 10k more stadium cash than anybody in the lobby. He was doing like more damage than the rest of his team combined every round. I mean, granted, they did have mercy pockets, Zarya bubbles, whatever their second support wanted to be. Like, their entire team cons were playing around the Cassidy, but holy crap. Cassidy just outputs so much freaking damage. That third person aiming is just so overpowered on Cassidy compared to like most of the other characters in the lineup. So like, Cassidy's so broken, top of S tier. This dude needs a nerf so bad. Because it's just weapon power and then like the fan the hammer build. So like, he doesn't have much build variety. So like, it's just his regular gameplay on steroids. So like, I don't know, I feel like it's less fun to play against too. You can just like 2-tap anybody to the head if the mercy pocket at any point in the game. He can one-shot tanks with his Fan the Hammer. Absolutely crazy. He needs some sort of reduction. At least Fan the Hammer needs a nerf. I don't mind if you have the skill to hit headshots. You should be rewarded with killing people. But the Fan the Hammer build is just so unfun to play against. But he's cream of the crop. Top of S tier. Best in the game. If you have the aim. If you don't have the aim, he's just middling the pack because he provides no utility. But if you have aim, that dude just melts. He can carry so freaking hard. Top of S tier. Next up we have Genji. Don't put Genji in B, C, where I was thinking. I think Genji's B. We'll put Genji in B. He might be on par with Ashe, but I think Ashe has a lot of build variety. She can go weapon or multiple AP builds. Genji kind of just wants to go attack damage or melee builds, because pretty much everything except his Swift Strike scales off of AP or attack damage. Even his ult scales off of weapon damage. So Genji in the B tier I think is a good spot for him. If you do have the skill to pull off Genji, maybe A or S, but like it takes way more skill to get the peak value of Genji than if you just played like Cassidy or Ashe. So that's why I'm keeping him in B. If you have the skills, he can carry just like Cassidy, just like Ashe, just like anyone else. But for now I'm gonna keep him in the B tier. Mei, I had her. I think I had her in A tier. She got nerfed once, maybe even twice since then. Did she get nerfed this time? No, she didn't get nerfed this patch, but she got nerfed last patch with her snowball hitting less frequently, so you can't just roll over people. I think it was like a fun little meme build when it started. I think she actually is the worst DPS in the game. Into some tanks, I think into like Queen and Orisa, some melee, I heard them called like machine gun Mei builds are kind of fun if you just go all in on the weapon power. She's not like that bad or anything, but I think the AP builds are kind of dead. You can't be the main carry with them, but you're really good in a supportive role with them. Like if you have another good DPS in your team and we don't have to output a ton of raw damage, Mei's really good. Or if you have two even tanks, your wall can really fuck up the opposing tank, giving your tank the advantage, giving your team windows to capitalize on. I was thinking about maybe dropping her to C, but after just talking about all the good things she does, I think she's bottom of B tier. Bottom of the barrel B tier is where I'll leave her. Reaper, I think he's also going to go into A. There released some statistics on win rate and stuff. Reaper is actually the second highest win rate in the game. At least maybe it was the patch before this. Second highest win rate. They didn't touch him, but I think he's also like easy. Just because easy, he's a little bit of a noob stomper in some lobbies. He does struggle. I think into Cass is probably his toughest matchup DPS wise, but he's really got a flanking. He's like Mei in the fact that they're just impossible to kill. Like, except Reaper can flank into your backline, get somebody weak, and if he can't kill them, he just race back to his team. He can fly with his Wraith. He can get extra lifesteal, or just heal in general, I think, by being in his Wraith form. He's just a nuisance. And if you have good enough aim, or like your team supporting you, you can just hard carry as Reaper. I don't think he can carry as hard as Ashe or Cass, but he's close to Ashe, and he's a little bit easier to execute than all the other DPS. So I'm gonna keep him A tier. He does have a few build paths he can go as well, so he's a little versatile. So you're not like stuck into one build, so he's still fun that way. But I'm gonna keep him in lower A tier right now. We have Soldier. I was initially gonna keep Soldier in S tier. I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna keep Soldier in S tier. He has so many build paths he can go. He has Tac Visor still. The Helix Rocket, the double Helix Rocket build, so much fun. I think it was like round 6, full AP, and like 3 of them stood on top of each other for some reason. I fired the double Helix Rocket, hit both. I think I killed whoever I hit, just one shot at them for full HP, and then the other 2 people lost like 95% of their health just off the explosion damage. So his rocket build's a ton of fun. He still has the Tac Visor build. Nerfed a little bit, which shouldn't have an auto aim be the most powerful thing in your game. And I also love just going the healing build. What's the biotic field? The biotic field build. Takes a while to get online, just because like you need the sprint to lower the cooldown, you need it to follow you, and then round 5 you can start to do damage with it. It's a ton of fun. It's super stupid. If you haven't tried that out, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're in those lower ranks, people don't know what they're doing. I think I had a round where I had like 15,000 healing and like 20,000 damage by only doing helix rockets and biotic fields and running through the enemy team. So much fun, but Cassidy is just too freaking strong that I think Soldier's the second best DPS in the game right now. So that's it for the DPS. I think all there's no like unplayable DPS. If you want a hard carry by yourself, I think Mei's probably the most difficult to do that on. Like if you're straight solo queue, your team sucks and you need to pick someone to carry, Mei would probably drop a tier. But if you have some sort of coordination, your team's decent, you know how to use Mei to set up for people. I think that's why I'm keeping her in B tier. Yeah, so 2 A's, S's, and B's. Cassidy and Soldier, I see them. I see Cassidy like 8 out of 10 games. Soldier like 9 out of 10 games, just because Soldier's a little easier. So more people play him. I mean, I barely see any of these other DPS, but that's gonna do it for the DPS. So let's get on to supports. So Ana, when I started to make this video, I kind of wanted to keep her in C, or go from D to C. And I've actually been seeing a lot of Anas now that I'm going to do the higher ranks and more Ana mains are coming out of the woodworks. I think Ana, at least a B tier. She's not like the worst support in the game. Like she's never gonna have the raw numbers that like any of the other supports can output, just because she doesn't have like free AoE healing like Lucio or Moira. She can go into more damage stuff than like Mercy or Kiriko can. I guess Kiriko can output some damage pretty well too. But Ana's about hitting her sleep darts and hitting her nades and having high impact abilities that don't necessarily have a ton of stats come with them, which means you're going to be a little behind in cash potentially. But I've seen Ana's even pump out the cash, because you can pump out healing onto, like, if you have a Reinhardt, throw a nade at him, pump out some heals, you can still get the cash. I've seen plenty of games where Ana does. She may not have the highest numbers, but like I think there's a cash multiplier in there for her, so she does all right. So actually, I was initially going to put her in C. I'll keep her low B tier. Juno, what am I thinking for Juno? I think she was S tier last time. I think Juno's fallen down a little bit. I'm going to put her at the very top of A tier though. The torpedo build, the damage torpedo build is just not obviously as strong as it was before, because they got rid of the damage element of it. But I think that build was also stupid, super stupid to play against. So I think now she's in a little bit more of a balanced spot. Her weapon builds could use some work. Her ultimate, it's all right. But I think A tier is a good spot for her. She has still some variety with the torpedo build, so like that's why she's not like a one-trick pony with it. But yeah, I think it's fallen from S down to A tier, so still viable, still good. I don't think it's the single best thing in the game. Kiri, she's above Ana for sure. I think a lot of people have Kiri in the A tier. It's just a personal bias thing for me. I don't see many good Kiris. I'm gonna drop her down to B tier. I'm gonna put her above Mei and Ana though, but behind Genji and Orisa. Put Kiri in the B tier. Like she counters Ana pretty well, obviously, just like in the base game. She can cleanse, counters Queen pretty well. Ashe, she can counter pretty well, especially with the double Suzu, creating a ton of clones just to cause chaos out there. She's very mobile and hard to pin down. She has a lot of good things with her, but I feel like she lacks some raw numbers for Stadium, unless you're hitting just headshot after headshot. But even then, like I've played games where the enemy carry is cracked, but she just can't carry. Like she's constantly hitting headshots and stuff. She like has her most damage on her team while still having some healing numbers, but like she just can't carry hard enough in Stadium. So that reason I'm gonna keep her down in the B tier. Some people may put her in A. If you want to argue her for A, I'm not gonna fight you on it, but in my experience, it's tough to win with her, and then if I have to play against a good one, I stomp them, even if they are really good. So I'm gonna keep her B tier. So Lucio, I had him down in the C tier last time. Actually moving up to the A tier. So now that there's some stats to back up how we feel about a lot of things. Lucio was the highest win rate character in the game for all roles, all ranks, all characters. You just have a pretty low pick rate, but that boop applies your sound wave and heals people nearby. Or not maybe sound wave, your crossfade. So you hit every time you boop someone, you just do a little AoE heal, whether the boop hits or not. I think just like Soldier, the attack visor, the boop should have to hit something for that heal to happen, not just using the boop. But still, they nerfed that build a little bit. They did compensate some DPS buffs for him. Let's see. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had like 6 changes to him. Some buffs, some nerfs. Usually, I think the nerfs are to like the heal bot builds. Some buffs to the damage build, which I think is a good middle ground for him. But I'm starting to see a lot more Lucios out there. I love Lucio. Played a couple games on him this weekend. Absolutely dominated still. Very, very good. I had him criminally underrated in that first tier list, so now I'm going to keep him in the S tier. Now we have Mercy and Moira as the last two, and I'm actually going to put Mercy in the S tier. Not because Mercy is just so broken as like doesn't matter what she's with, she's S tier. It's because Cassidy and Soldier are the best DPS in the game, and even Ashe is the third best. Mercy just amplifies what they want to do so much that when you start just hard pocketing the crap out of a Cassidy or a Soldier and making them virtually unkillable, like that's when Mercy's strength is, and then you finally send everything you have into the killing the Cass or Soldier. Well, now she has res, and especially late game when she gets really tanky, or she has a Zarya to bubble her, or some tank to shield her, maybe able to give her some protection. You're not able to break the bubble, break the wall, or do anything like that, and then burst her down through her res. She probably has a Vault going just because, I guess she gets the Vault after, but Mercy's usually go these tanky builds, and she just enables Cass and Soldier way too much. I use S tier by those two being S tier, not because she herself is. I think Juno's probably, if you're looking more to solo carry because your teammates are absolutely doo-doo, Juno's probably the best support. Lucio's really good. Honestly, yeah, Juno, Lucio are probably the two recommendations I'd have. But if you have a decent Cass or Soldier, or in a high reload where like you know you're gonna have a good Cass or Soldier, just pick Mercy. It just amplifies what they want to do so much. She still has good build variety too. But no matter what build variety she goes into, she's gonna pocket the crap out of a Cass and Kree really well. Or Cass and Soldier really well. And lastly we have Moira. Now, I personally still love Moira. Her orb build is super good in my opinion. I just don't think people know how to build it correctly yet. Because every time I do her freaking orb build, like I have most damage in the lobby and most healing in the lobby every single time. Especially rank round 3 when you really pop off. As long as enemy team doesn't have a diva, like you can just fade. I wouldn't recommend it, but like if you fade into their backline or fade into like a 1v1 with somebody, pop your freaking 4 orbs at them instantly, and they're just dead in half a second. She does insanely well with I think liquid nitrogen, which is the item, the epic ability item that slows the enemy for 30% for 2 seconds. So like you can slow like everybody with your orbs, giving massive team utility. And then I don't know what the other one's called, but the same item that, or a similar item that does healing reduction for 30% for 2 seconds. The combination of those two, they're all slowed and they're all like heal reduced a little bit. Like insane utility. You can one shot any squishy if you're like in a tiny room with them. Do a little 1v1. Really good. But unless I'm playing it, I do not see many good Moiras. I think that one build is pretty strong. I also think it's a ton of fun to play. With all that said though, I'm still keeping her in C tier. Just because like I don't see anybody doing that build. Actually, screw it. We'll leave Diva alone down here. I'll put her in B tier with Ana. Because no. Can't do it. I'm sorry, Moira remains. Moira down in the C tier. Like, again, Moira played well, really good, really fun, but I don't know, I'm just not seeing people do it. I don't know what the numbers are on Moira, but yeah. Oh, actually, she got changed. What did she get changed this patch? Increased healing on a power and increased coalescence on that power. Okay. Yeah, she got a couple buffs, but it's not so. She got a couple buffs to her non-orb build stuff, which I think is warranted. Her orb build is still the best one. I'm gonna keep her in C tier though, but I think everyone. That's not. B fine. B tier it is. B tier it is. Enter in lowest B tier. I think unless you're picking Diva right now, anything is freaking viable. Let me order these from left to right real quick, and I'll do a real recap. I'll do a quick little recap. Okay, so here's the final tier list. We got Cass and Soldier just being the most dominant things there are in the game, pocketed by your Mercy, rounding out A tier, A tier, S tier. And then you got for tanks, Zarya and Queen, if you have the skill to use them, they're just the two best tanks right now, even with their nerfs. They're pretty small nerfs, just kind of bringing them down a little bit, but again, if you have the skill, those nerfs don't really matter. Juno's going to lead off A tier. I think anything in A tier is still really good stuff, definitely really worth playing, but the S tier stuff is just way too strong. B tier, yeah, I don't think any of these are throw picks, but I think you don't have enough carry potential on them. So anything S and A tier, you can just hard carry pretty easily. B tier requires a lot of skill just to get them on the same playing field with the S and A tier characters. And then Diva's still just absolute dog water. Don't pick Diva. If you think with Cass being super strong, like Diva would be a good counter, but like you can eat some of his stuff, but you're never gonna kill him. So no point in eating it if you can't kill him. You're just gonna reload and then you're dead. So that's gonna round out my tier list for this patch that came out on May 8th. Maybe I'll start doing these every patch. See how they're going. I got a ton of great feedback on the last one. Really appreciate all the new subscribers I got from that video. If you guys enjoy the video, subscribe, like, leave a comment. The Overwatch community is so great compared to League of Legends. I think a lot of the toxic players from Overwatch went to Marvel Rivals, which is great. So I love the comments last time. Very interactive. Some back and forth with some people. I absolutely love that. So if you guys can leave that likes and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Any feedback that you guys would differentiate, let me know, because some of your comments are why I am making the second tier list now, changing some things around. You guys didn't convince me that I probably did make some mistakes in the last tier list, but now we have some numbers to back up some things, which helps a little bit. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave the video off there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.